Rebecca Balcarcel. Let's take a look at the poem Jorge, the Church Janitor, Finally Quits. This is by Martín Espada, and I'm really happy to say that I've actually met Martín Espada, and he reads this poem way better than I do, but I'll give it a try. Jorge, the Church Janitor, Finally Quits, and then below that title it says Cambridge, Massachusetts, 1989. No one asks where I am from. I must be from the country of janitors. I have always mopped this floor. Honduras, you are a squatter's camp outside the city of their understanding. No one can speak my name. I host the fiesta of the bathroom, stirring the toilet like a punch bowl. The Spanish music of my name is lost when the guests complain about toilet paper. What they say must be true. I am smart, but I have a bad attitude. No one knows that I quit tonight. Maybe the mop will push on without me, sniffing along the floor like a crazy squid with its stringy gray tentacles. They will call it Jorge. Okay, so I read the whole thing in one go. It's divided into several stanzas, but it is not a formal poem in the sense of keeping to some regular line length or number of lines per stanza. It's free verse, and it's in the voice of Jorge, who is saying what his experience has been as a janitor in this church. And it's ironic that it's in a church because people don't seem to be treating him very respectfully. He says, no one asks where I'm from. And it turns out he's from Honduras. And a lot of people may not realize where Honduras is. I know that when my own father came to the United States from Guatemala, some people asked him if that country was an island. Hopefully you know that it's in Central America, south of Mexico, but some people don't know. But nobody's asking or curious or interested either. He says that Honduras is a squatter's camp outside the city of their understanding. So a squatter's camp usually refers to a tent city outside of the city limits. So outside of where the houses end, then there might be highways and clusters of tents around roadways, highways. It's a place where people who don't own land are just living anyway. They're squatting on the land. So Honduras is compared to that, and their understanding, their familiarity with the world is narrower. It's within the city, right? And so they just don't understand what's beyond that. No one can speak my name. I imagine this is referring to the pronunciation of his name. Jorge is often anglicized to George. He says, I host the fiesta of the bathroom. So now we get these comparisons, kind of clever. The toilet is like a punch bowl. The music of his name is lost. And a fiesta of the bathroom is all there is of his heritage that is here in the church. So this is sort of a sad state of affairs. The guests, when they do talk to him, complain about toilet paper. And that's all they say to him. So they haven't treated him as a full human being. They haven't taken an interest in him. And he says, what they say must be true. I am smart, but I have a bad attitude. I get the sense that he doesn't really believe this. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he's saying, okay, I'll take responsibility for it. But, for how he's othered in this situation, how he's excluded from this situation. From the community of the church. So he says, well, maybe they say I have a bad attitude. Maybe it's true. Or maybe they don't really know him at all. Then he says, no one knows that I quit tonight. So they'll find out, or maybe they won't, because he says the mop might just push on without me as if it's alive all by itself. And they'll just call the mop Jorge. They'll call it his name. And it's compared to a crazy squid with stringy gray tentacles. Visual, yes, it does look like that. But not calling the mop Jorge is not a compliment. In fact, it means that this man has been reduced to his job, reduced to the mop. So, what is the poet trying to say? I think it's a pretty obvious message about workers and how we treat workers of all cultures. How many janitors are we really treating with respect and taking an interest in and greeting? Another element would definitely be the fact that he is Latinx, Latino, and people maybe are even less likely to interact with him as a full human being, as an equal person. So there's a message there as well that there can be a racism element, a racist attitude, or just a careless attitude that demeans Jorge. So we have attitudes toward brown folks, we have attitudes toward working people of whatever kind, and then maybe even just internally, psychologically for Jorge himself, what has happened here, he has decided to quit. He has made a new action. He has explained the problem that he is being dehumanized here in this role, and he has quit. And maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a sign of self-respect, that he no longer will submit to this kind of treatment, and he can be somewhere else where people are more humane and are willing to see him as a full person. You may have some more ideas about this poem, and feel free to leave them in the comments, and join me for another video sometime soon.